while Mercury is very difficult to spot with the naked eye, as it never distances from the Sun enough to escape its light. Venus is the brightest gem in the night sky, aside from our moon, of course. But even though we admire Venus from Earth as we approach it on our journey, we cannot land on it. If there is a physical hell in the cosmos and in our solar system, Venus is it. Its atmosphere is made of carbon dioxide, and it is so dense it traps the heat, causing a greenhouse effect, thanks to which the surface temperature never drops below 460 degrees Celsius. So even though Mercury is closest to the Sun, Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. The atmospheric pressure is 90 times that of Earth, which means it feels like we are 900 meters below the surface of the ocean. So now you can see why it's impossible to land on Venus. However, the Soviets managed it, but it took them various attempts to do so. They sent lots of probes before the Venera 7 managed to land in 1970. And it was the first time in human history when a probe sent data from another celestial body to Earth. But despite their resilient and resistant construction, these probes did not survive long. Venera 13 survived the longest, 127 minutes. But this time was enough for it to take pictures of the Venusian surface. That's how we know that it is an orange, rocky wasteland. If the hostile atmosphere were not enough, we should mention that Venusian clouds are not made of water, but of sulfur acid. The rain, however, evaporates before ever touching the ground. Venus is kind of a rebel because it rotates clockwise. Most of other planets rotate anti-clockwise. It means that the Sun rises in the west and sets in the east. What Venus and Mercury have in common is that a year lasts less than a day. It takes Venus 243 days to rotate on its axis, while it takes 225 days to orbit the Sun. And now let's say a few words about this planet from a metaphysical point of view. Venus, in Roman mythology, is analog of Aphrodite in Greek mythology, the goddess of beauty and love. This archetype teaches us to value ourselves and be connected harmoniously to others. Venus is a light bearer. It's either called the morning star or the evening star. When it goes before the Sun, it appears before sunrise at dawn. When it goes behind the Sun, it is seen in the night sky after sunset. In astrology, Venus rules Taurus, indicating material goods, values, and joys of life, and Libra, indicating aesthetics, diplomacy, and relationships. So when Venus is retrograde, it happens nearly every 18 months, and the retrograde period is about 40 days. We've discussed in the last episode that this so-called retrograde motion is an optical illusion. No planet has a trajectory that makes it move backwards. It is just how we see it from Earth. So when Venus is retrograde, the above-mentioned analogues are hard to live. For example, in my radix, Venus is retrograde, and it is ruled by Mercury. Therefore, I'm not interested in feminine things, but I care much more about intellect. A thunderstorm is coming and I'm enjoying it much more than go shopping, for example. I hate it. But as for the storm, I hope I can take a video for you about beautiful lightnings. And of course, the Aphrodite archetype has its shadowy side. A beautiful goddess is full of pride, and the goddess of love is full of jealousy, and she does everything to reach her goals no matter the cost. Finally, a curious thing. Did you know that Venus is often called Earth's twin sister? And it's not something connected with mythology. NASA models suggest that few billions years ago, Venus was much like Earth, even though now they share the same size and components. Long ago, Venus had oceans and variable temperatures. But as the sun became brighter and hotter, Venus's oceans started to evaporate, and gradually the current conditions developed. This can be a warning for us that Venus's fate might as well become the Earth's fate. We continue our journey, but due to distances and speed, our fuel is running low. So we have to take a short rest on the moon. Join me in the next episode to find out what we face there.